Hey everybody, come on in. I got some tea. It's a little cool today. I had a jacket on earlier, but I've come out of my jacket and I just have on my little tank top. I have a puppy dog right beside me, but Robert is in the distance with his chipper and he's going nuts with his chipper. I'm pretty sure that's him. He's not in the treehouse and I hear a chipper. So get your tea, get on in here. Somebody called me Marlo. It's Marla. L-A. M-A-R-L-A. Yep. I've been called a lot of things. Been called Martha, Marlo, Carla. I've been called lots. I don't know if the view's pretty today, but it's out there. Let's see if I can move my chair and maybe y'all can see better. There it is. And I have a Tulip dog right here. Tulip is right beside me. She thinks I'm gonna feed her something. Yep, she thinks I'm gonna feed her. Yesterday we had a squirrel behind us. It was funny. I can see his tail flapping. Now we have had some, something's biting me. I may have to go inside. Uh-oh, Leanne's sick to no Sam's on me. Oh my goodness, it's awful. And I can't reach it. Anyway, somebody asked me to turn on the closed captioning. And I don't have a script. On YouTube, I have to put it in a script. And I can't. I don't know what I'm gonna say. So I can't do closed captioning. But I'm looking on Facebook as to how to do that. That's why it's funny that your best friend is Marlo and it does autocorrect on you because you type that a whole lot. Yep, that's happened. It autocorrects. Well, I know essential oils help with bugs, but I didn't think about them being out here today, and I can't run back in and get my peppermint oil. So I'm gonna have to put up with it. Tula, come here. Come here. People want to see the baby. People want to see the baby. Here's this face. You can see a nose. Let's see if we can make a face happen. Let's see if we can make a face happen. There's a face. She thinks I got something to feed her. Come here. You want to get in the lap? Come on, get in the lap. Yeah, puppy, get in the lap. She just wants to smell something. I don't know what. You gonna keep the bugs away? Yeah, it's mommy kisses. Yeah. You're a mess. She crawled up in the lap. And she's got sharp little feet, y'all. Sharp feet. Yeah. She has sharp toes. She loves to be rubbed right there. Yes, she does. Sometimes you just need a puppy to pet, and that just calms you right down. That's what tea time is all about, is coming up with things to calm you down. A cup of tea, a glass of lemonade, a puppy dog or a kitty. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, it is. It's just lovely. The ladies want to look at you, Tulip. Look here. Look here. Uh-oh, she's going to lick my arm. Okay, it's time to get down. Time to get down. Yeah, it's time for Mama to rock. Rock my puppy. You can see her behind me now. She hears Robert with the chipper. Now, if I hear somebody yell off in the distance, that means I gotta go and call 911. Say prayers, y'all. He's created, that chipper has created a monster. Some kids must have some firecrackers. Oh, it's nice. Yep, dogs and kitties are just nature's form of Xanax. And sitting out here watching my birds is pretty good too. Pretty good too. Robert took his chainsaw. He's been cutting some things, and he's been feeding that chipper. He thinks he's died and gone to heaven with that chipper. Anyway, this morning, thank you for giving me a pass on this morning's show, but I started watching the West Point graduation, and it was marvelous. I love patriotic stuff anyway. 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day parades, all kinds of stuff. I don't know what's going on and why the connection is not good. Probably because I shut the door. Anyway, so I started watching it, and the Army band, the West Point band was playing, and it was just the cadets walking in, and it was just super duper patriotic. I don't know why it's doing weird stuff, y'all. No clue. Hold on a second. Now let's see if that's going to do any better. I turned off the Wi-Fi. There we go. There we go. It's a little better. Shirt's crooked. Straighten everything up. So I was watching the West Point graduation, and they did a fine job. There was 1,108 cadets. That's because my Wi-Fi is not working out here on the porch. I don't have the door open like I usually do, because the Roomba is taking its dear sweet time today and it's driving me nuts. So I had to shut the door. So I've turned off my Wi-Fi and I'm on cellular now. Let's see if that works any better. The no-see-ums are out. Yeah, the president had a good speech, but what I was most impressed about, y'all, was he saluted every one of them. Now, I've seen him at the Naval Academy or the Air Force Academy, I don't know which it was, but I've seen him shake hands with 1,100 cadets. I've seen him do that, or 1,400. That was just, but he had a crisp, wonderful salute for each one of the cadets. Now, I'm kind of partial to the Merchant Marines. Yeah, my former UPS guy, he had a son who decided he wanted to go to one of the military academies. And his son, at age 13, he gets home, the UPS guy gets home from work, and he asks his kid, what'd you do today? What'd you do today? He said, well, I called our Congressman Taylor. 13-year-old saying he called Congressman Taylor's office. That's kind of fun. That was many years ago. And he said, I told him I wanted an appointment to go to military academy. And I thought Tim, the UPS guy, was just going to die, because he's telling the story of his kid wanting to go to the military academy. And I just thought, well, that's just cute as it can be. I got to raise this up a little bit. And sure enough, in 5 years, when he graduated high school, he got an appointment to the Merchant Marine Academy, which was in way upstate New York. And I got to send him care packages every once in a while, and I kept up with him the whole time he was there. And now he's on a ship and helping to do wonderful things for this country. Because, you know, all the ships that travel, that bring stuff into the United States, has to be piloted by a merchant marine. They have to have a crew of merchant marines. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So we have 5 academies in this country. We have the U.S. Military Academy, that's at West Point. And then we have the Naval Academy, the Air Force Academy. The Air Force, my former gynecologist was an Air Force Academy graduate. And he was from Puerto Rico. We have the Coast Guard and we have the Merchant Marines. We have 5. And it's just quite an honor to be appointed, to get the appointment, to go to the Military Academy. And it's just a wonderful education, and they have to serve after they graduate. And when they graduated today, they became a 2nd lieutenant immediately. They took the oath of office and took 2nd lieutenant. But I learned something today, and this is always fun to learn something new every day. I did not know that there are a certain amount of spots for kids from other countries to go to our military academies. I didn't know that, and I looked it up, and it started in 2015. I think the law was passed that allowed some of our allies kids. They have to go through the State Department to get in, but there was Tanzania, the country of Georgia, there was like 8 of them that I saw. They announced where they were from, and they immediately get to go to, they become an officer in their own military. I don't think they took the oath of office with our military service, but that they might have passed on that. But they get to, they'll be a commissioned officer in their military. Keep missing the middle of your sentences. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I don't have a clue. But I'm just going to keep talking, and then I'll save it to my phone and I'll put it up on YouTube in a minute. But the way they did it, you know, high schools could have done this kind of graduation. It was all online. The families could watch it. And it was kind of beautiful. It was kind of beautiful. And I was just totally blown away by it. Now, I've read a book by Bill O'Reilly called Killing England, which is about the American Revolution. And West Point sits at the opening of the Hudson River. And when we were being attacked, when we were trying to become a country during the Revolutionary War, there was a chain that was stretched across the river that stopped ships from coming up the river. Yeah. And the military, the British military tried to take West Point. Tried to take it. Now, they have a 219 years, I think it is their birthday tomorrow. So I'm just hoping all the people that have been to college and high school, even elementary school, that do the graduation, I've never really realized how important it was to chart these different stages of our lives. Maybe we need to have a flybaby graduation. I don't think we ever graduate from being a flybaby. Do you? I kind of like, we're always getting rid of clutter. We're always learning something new. I think it's great. Let's pray for a fly baby whose daughter's having emergency surgery right now. I can't scroll back far enough to see that, but y'all know who she is. Say a prayer. I don't know what kind of emergency surgery, but emergency surgery is just that, emergency. So say prayers. But it was just kind of nice. And then this week after I haven't watched Gone with the Wind since I was in high school, I guess. I hadn't watched it. But the thought that it's been taken off HBO really sort of perturbed me a little bit. So when we went out to Hollywood to meet with a producer out there that wanted to do a Fly Lady show. And his dad had made a mini-series back in the 90s called North and South. And it was based on 3 novels written by John Jakes. So I have the DVDs, but I wanted to have them on Prime Video. So I went in and got them on Prime Video, and I've started watching them. And they're based, the first part of the series is based at West Point. They're in the 1840s. The 1840s. So that's kind of what I've been doing today. Thinking about history, not beating myself up over history. We can't help what happened in the past. We weren't there. We can't go back in time and change it. All we can do is learn from it. And with everybody deciding that we don't need to know history. What's tickled me, though, is these poor kids that have taken over six blocks of Seattle. They don't know any civics. They don't even know how to elect somebody to be their leader. Somebody just said, I'm the boss. And they're squabbling already. How fun is that? It's an exercise in learning about democracy. I just think it's funny. So I wanted to look back because we've always had struggles. And I read a great book last summer, too, about the way the whole country was populated. And it was called, Naturalization, I think. I'll try to think of it. Robert read it. He really liked it. So it was a good book. I only read books on audio. They have to talk to me. Sometimes I read them 2 or 3 times. Okay, which movie are you talking about? North and South? Frozen again. I don't know what to do about it, folks. Let me go back in here. I'm going to go here, set it. There, we're back. Let's see if we got anybody. Maybe that'll help. In New Mexico, all students take government as seniors in high school. That's a good thing to know how your government works. And I love how our system works. We have counties and cities within counties. We have state governments, so we have state senators, we have state representatives, we have a governor, we have state, national, federal senators and state representatives to go to Washington, D.C. And it's just interesting. It's just interesting to know how it all works. And I didn't learn this in high school. I only learned it after I got out of high school. So you have to want to learn about what's going on, how your country... I like to watch England stuff works, too. I like to see how Parliament works, because I don't understand Parliament. How they have to form a government. And it's kind of nice. I like learning about it. I don't know that I want to live with a parliamentary government. I like our democratic republic. And that means we elect a person to represent us, to vote for us, as our proxy, so to speak. So I think that's kind of fun, learning about these things. So the no-see-ums are eating me alive. Yes, Leanne? Oh, I think I'm going to have to bring my back scratcher out here with me. So Scott Adams was on Tucker Carlson last night, which I thought was quite funny. Because Tucker was expecting to really get down on those kids in Seattle. And he didn't do that. He's looking at it as an experiment on, how to form a... When you think about it, our kids grow up with Minecraft and building cities and all kinds of stuff on a little game, on their little devices. Where do you find Leanne? Leanne is at savingdinner.com and Saving Dinner on Facebook. So they have to learn how a city works. I played a game one time. Was it Risk or Life or something that where you have to build communities? And I'm a Little House on the Prairie kind of person. I like Little House on the Prairie. And they would keep moving westward and they would build communities. They had a church which doubled as a school and a community where the people in the community met for governing. They had a country store. They had a store. They'd have a blacksmith and a livery to work on. They'd have a doctor. Maybe they'd have a doctor. So it's just interesting when you think about developing a community and what you've got to do that, to have a community. And it's fun to learn, and these kids are learning, and a lot of them are kids. A lot of them are kids, and they've played these video games, and they've done it, and they think they need to grow food. Well, they've started a garden, which is great, but I'm disappointed in my garden. My garden's not growing too well, and you can't just put seeds in the ground and grow food immediately. It doesn't happen that way. It takes a few months to grow seedlings, and it just doesn't happen overnight. The plants that are producing fruit right now were planted in February. I don't know if many of them have guns. If Washington State is an open carry community, and they have different factions working within the group of people that are trying to build a community. There's the Black Lives Matter people. There's the Antifa people. There's the people who just want to be there to play. So it's just kind of fun. And I think their governor and their mayor are looking at this as they'll get tired and just want to go back to their mama's basement. These are people who have probably never, ever experienced anything quite like this. We think somebody might have shot our bear the other night at 10:22. We haven't seen any more pictures of the bear, which makes us sad. Life in the jungle. We heard a gunshot around 10:30 the other night before last. Yep, I do think that learning on other people's property, that's a problem. So if somebody's got, 50 acres they want to give these kids to let them go build something, that might be interesting. Yeah. When the Mormons moved across country, they were looking for freedom of their religion, and just kind of how we were founded, and they moved out to a barren, God-forsaken land called Utah and made something out of it. So people are always moving. But we'll see. You can't steal. I don't even like to call them looters. They're thieves. Just thieves. Yeah, we heard gunshots yesterday at tea time, but those were target practice. You can tell a difference. Anita had a bear in her yard. Yum. We like to feed the deer, and the bear is big, and he takes down the deer feeder. And the deer feeder feeds the squirrels too, and the possums. So, people, I know all about the Church of Latter-day Saints history. Yep, I've toured all of it in Salt Lake City. All of it. From the Beehive to where they do the genealogy. I've toured it all. It's just a beautiful town. And I've sung with the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Me and Leanne both have sung with the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. It goes on the top of our list of special things we've done together. How big is your garden? It's my flower bed. That's all it is. I have 5 tomato plants. You have him on video from your doorbell. Wow. Yeah, bears like sunflower seeds. But I don't think we're getting a bear on the porch. The feeder is way out there. So it's never a dull moment. And we hadn't done much traveling in the last few years. I've never been to Nauvoo. I've heard about it. I got my little window fan in, but I don't need it today. But what I have planted is a salsa garden. I've planted cilantro and peppers and what else? Roma tomatoes are my favorite tomato. Roma tomatoes. Well, we weren't singing with the choir. We were singing with the choir, but it wasn't on a performance day. It was on a Thursday night when you could bring a guest. And I was sitting with a lady beside me who was legally blind. And in the middle of the auditorium, there's this thing up above you. And she said, I want you to look up. And so I looked up and she says, we call that the mothership. Never forget it. It was just beautiful. Patty and Michelle and Leanne and I were there. 4 of us. And we had a good time. Been drying herbs. Well, that's fun. I've never dried herbs. Tulip, what are you doing? She's on the floor right here. Yep, the chipper's going again. Robert thinks it tastes like soap too, Lee. He doesn't like the taste of cilantro. He doesn't like the taste of tomatoes. But he likes salsa, but not with too much stuff in it. There's a dog. So I was feeling sort of patriotic today, and I'm just watching. I'm ready for the 4th of July. I liked it when the big old helicopters flew over graduation. That was kind of cool. The dog went down the steps. She's going to find Robert. Tulip, come on back. Come on back. She's gone. I don't know what he's chipping. Well, I'm glad, Sarah, because I'm just sitting here passing the time of day. I don't really have to have a prepared speech or anything to talk about. It's just we're having tea together. It's like sitting around your kitchen table, except my kitchen table's outside. And we're listening to the big boys out there chew up limbs. So if you have kids that are interested in going to a military academy, if they're interested, I think it's free too to go to the military academy. Robert doesn't like raw tomatoes. There's Ken. I can't see my view today unless I turn around because it's blurred on my screen. So you have to get an appointment from your U.S. representative in your congressional district. You have to get an appointment. And you have to have a preference. But my UPS guy's kid, he didn't care. He did not care where he went. He just wanted to go to a military academy. Now he's cutting something with a chainsaw. That's a big chainsaw. I don't think that's Robert. Oh well. Y'all don't forget about our sales. We're pre-ordering calendars right now. Has it changed? Well, it's still blue. Let's see if I can... Let me try this. Turn it around. See if I can focus on the back. Nope, it isn't working. Oh well. Enjoy the rest of your tea. I haven't been doing much of anything today except watching 3 hours of graduation. Yes, I'm sprinting today till Monday. I'll stop Sunday night. He scares me with that thing, y'all. It's not hazy though. Let me turn the camera around. Let me close your eyes. That's not gonna work. So you can see the view when I hold the camera this way. It's a good view today. Yes, I will be on tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. I don't do a Sunday morning show, but I do an afternoon show. But I could do 2 shows tomorrow, but I think I'll just wait for the 3 o'clock show. For some reason, the light was on. Let me see if I can get this back on here. Yeah, Ken, we got better mountains than y'all got in Chattanooga. Don't tell my sister I said that. We have big mountains over here. And now it's gone. Gone. Well, y'all have a good rest of the day. And take some time to just chill. Tomorrow is today's family fun day. So do something outside with your family. And then tomorrow is Renew Your Spirit Day. And, go to church. Sit down with a good book or a good movie. That's what I'm kind of doing today. And just, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. So you got to take care of you. I've been to Pikes Peak. It was snowing when I went to Pikes Peak. Eric and Michelle and I went to Pikes Peak, and we could not go up Pikes Peak. But we did see the Garden of the Gods. We went to a cave, which is real close to there. I love you all. Use coupon code Clean 25 to save 25%. We got a huge summer sale going on. Get your water bottles. Get your water bottles. We got them for $14.95. It's a great deal. Yippee! Patty and Ken finished a book. They're writing a book. This is good. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.